AMMO Wargaming Universe sets have been specially designed for players and army painters. The Remote Deserts set has everything you need to recreate different types of deserts and effects found in arid zones on your bases. Begin by applying the sand ground texture to the base. Then spread the product with a diamond-shaped palette knife. Be sure to make the surface as flat as possible. Using a piece of plastic, you can easily cut the form of waves. While the texture was still fresh, several passes were made, removing part of the product to imitate sand dunes. Using absorbent paper, clean the excess product from the sides of the base. The texture was then allowed to dry for 24 hours, before the shader color light clay was thinned with a couple drops of water. The mixture was applied within the deepest areas of the dunes to emphasize volume. The Dio dry brush color Light Sand was applied on the upper part of the dunes using the technical dry brush number 6. To obtain more color variety, the oil brusher color Dust was applied to selected areas of the base. A small drop of instant dry cyanoacrylate was used to fix the miniature to its base. To blend the miniature with the terrain, the color Kursk Soil from the Nature Effects range was used. The splashes color Dry Earth was used on the boots and on the terrain to further blend the two. A brush dampened in enamel odorless thinner was used to blend the effects. The Desert Stones product is already realistically colored and therefore did not require painting. They were simply glued in place using ultra glue. The pigment color Negev Sand was then used to further blend the miniature into its environment. The pigment was applied to the base, the stones, and the lower part of the miniature, including the bottom of the shield. The versatile adhesive Ultra Glue was again used to fix early autumn tufts onto the base. Another innovative and new product included in this set is the Scorch Sand colored Quake Crackle Creator, which was applied using a brush. After 12 hours of drying time, the product cracks, recreating the typical appearance of arid terrains. The splashes color Dry Earth was then used to unify all of the groundwork. With enamel odorless thinner, the product was blended until a fine sand texture was created. The previous step was allowed to dry before using the shader color Light Clay on the areas that have more depth. To highlight the texture of the terrain, the dry brush technique was applied using the Dio dry brush color Light Sand, applied using a technical dry brush 6. With the Nature Effects color Kursk Soil, volume was added to the base by again focusing on the shadow areas. The miniature was then glued in place with a drop of instant dry cyanoacrylate. The boots were again blended with the Nature Effects and Splashes colors to integrate them into the base. A drop of Ultra Glue was used to glue the Desert Stone product in place, which are already colored and ready to use. The last step used to unify the miniature and the terrain was to work the whole base with Negev Sand colored pigment, including the boots. The Ultra Glue was diluted with a few drops of water and applied to the base. On top of the wet glue, the lifelike product 4mm dry grass was dropped. Once the glue had dried, the miniature was turned upside down to remove the excess dry grass. The AMMO Wargaming Universe is now available to explore on our website, www.ammo.es. Discover many more videos on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate notifications. Thank you for watching.